Hello everybody, my name is Elenator and welcome back to Ultimate Minecraft Polyworld episode 423. We're on days 6,134. We started up on the shelves in here and I'm pretty sure we still have one more set to go. Because we did the shelves back here. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I realized I never prepared the gardening area. That's okay. I'll figure out designated areas later. You know, I almost wonder if I could fit small shelves along here. This is a big aisle. There's a lot of... No, I can't do that unless if it was like a little boop boop. Oh, you know what we need? You know what we need? I'll need to set up a few stands giving out free samples. And yes, howdy potato, welcome back. We are indeed back to work on the Zelanaco. Zelanator taco? I can't disagree with that because it really does. Howdy, all of y'all. Welcome back. One of these days I'll clean my room. I have VR space, but I could use more VR space. All of y'all. All of you all. I don't know if that's grammatically correct, but we're gonna use it sometimes. And I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if I've seen as bad as yours was. Mine has a big pile of boxes and stuff. How's my day going? Average. I was out scooting around earlier. And I feel like I need more shelves. Hold on, if I put another few here... Oh, I don't think I can. Wait, I made a mistake. Hold on, how am I supposed to reach this area? I don't count this as valid walk space. Am I gonna have to cut this in half? I'll do 2. Is this 2 sets of 4? As long as each side of these are even. Because by even numbers, I'll be able to use double chests only. My pile of boxes is currently in front of my closet. My closet has not been accessible in years. I wonder if I can get away with leaving these full-sized. So these are shorter. That means I can have shorter ones over here. Play in front of the light. I feel like there are gotta be professional, store layout designers who one day look back on this and think, you did a whole list of things wrong for all these reasons. Well, this is Minecraft. Yeah, all my trash I keep in one location. I have one can that has a large bag in it. Trash is the primary thing I'm good with. It's always centralized. And that's because trash has problems. It belongs in one area. It's probably a weird way to... Oh wait, if this is all from this one side, then that's the back side of the shelf anyway, so people don't need to worry about that. But now we have walk space to here. So this is where you find stuff like clothes and books and other smaller items on shelves. Whereas the very large production quantities, that's what you find on these tall shelves or other larger objects. Are classifies as trash in Minecraft? Minecraft trash is only what you consider it to be, because I'm one of those guys. Y'all have seen my warehouses. I hold on to everything. So, to me, nothing in Minecraft is trash. But there are lots of people who will just pick something up and say, I don't need this, and back onto the ground it goes. And we're looking for a crafting table, because I don't have any more chests. I could do the math for the amount of chests, but I'd rather just spend the wood I currently own. Not what I left behind, what I currently have on me. Craft as many chests as I can, then do the math for how much more I'll need. And I almost think it's faster just going back to the 12A mansion over here. I guess dirt and stone can be considered trash. People generally don't need dirt unless they're doing large-scale terraforming, or they want to make a giant grass structure, or they're doing something like building a farm in the nether. Animal farm, since under normal circumstances, you can't have a crop farm in the nether. And I say under normal circumstances because there are always ways to get water in the nether. When Rabbit's Foot was added, the item, it was added alongside Rabbit's, right? So was the jump boost potion. All of that was 1.8. Hold on, let me be smart about this. Zero dropped frames. Nothing so far. Yesterday the bitrate monster did go chomp though. That was definitely my fault. Well, it's not my fault, but it was my internet. Yeah, I didn't realize the effect wasn't until 1.4. I knew beacons made it available, but I guess for some reason I thought it was earlier. I'll be right back. I've returned back to crafting. All that wood and only 4 stacks of chests. Oh boy. And anoink. I can understand cleaning the room before things get worse. Oh, nighttime's here. Hello, howdy to you, welcome back. One day, perhaps, Rabbit's Foot will become more useful. I hear a helicopter. There's a helicopter flying over, I think, Sunday. They're looking for someone nearby. Oops. A wooden chest plate. I feel like with the amount of things that require wood in the recipes, I don't think we'll ever get wooden armor. Ignoring usage. People make insane dirt farms. At what point do you require dirt to be automated? Because I think to myself, just go out and flatten some mountains. Howdy, Koski, welcome back. How long have you been working on One Piece? Assuming your pace is consistent, then you just have to double the time to estimate about when you'll be caught up. One of these days, perhaps I'll do something with your... Oh wait, I did do something over here. I forgot I made the beach over there. I remember. I forgot I made the artificial beach right here. At some point I'll be using dirt, but I never need to make a dirt farm. I'll just go out and find an area I don't care about and dig up all the grass and dirt there. the automation is the goal. I still don't comprehend that. I just don't think that way. And this isn't right. This is only supposed to go to the light. Oop. Oh, crafting something with dirt. How many recipes require dirt? There's coarse dirt. There's... I feel like one of the stones requires dirt, but maybe not. Maybe it's just quartz and gravel. Okay, I think all these are divisible by 4 now. Alright, well, these are all set. Let's start laying down the chests. I'll probably place them down here, that way I can just get these out of the way. These will indeed be double-sided. That should be fine, right? Oops. For as much as I hear and see stuff about people doing things in Create, I don't know if I'll ever get there. I feel like it's something I'd enjoy, but I'd enjoy if I was willing to dedicate the many hours to it. I would say that's still a lot of chapters, but at the current speed, they're making good progress. Manga, currently reading it. One day, I will watch One Piece under the condition that there's a complete box set available. Sure, it's gonna be expensive. Sure, I'm gonna have to wait several more years or longer. But one day, so then that way, I don't have to worry about any sort of availability issues, because I'll physically own. My hunger bar is armor. My armor has been hunger ever since my Farlands journey, because I thought it would be funny if I replaced the armor bar with hunger, even though it was still beta 1.7.3. And then when I updated to beta 1.8, I replaced the armor bar with the hunger texture. There was... No, not there was. There will be. I'm sure there will be a complete box set one day for the manga. Yeah, the hunger and the armor textures have been switched for a while. Ever since part 2 or 3. 2 was the first round, part 3 was when I had both of them. I feel like potato for your use case. You know, here's a better question. What was the initial release date? I'll ask you that. When was the initial release? Before I share my opinion. Stream dead? 0 dropped frames. Stream's not dead this time. That was most of what I had, and I still have many... Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about wood here pretty soon. The last mine was 2022. Okay, so that's more recent than I was anticipating. Because I was gonna say, if it's been out for a long while, the chances of needing to buy secondhand go up. But 2022 is still relatively recent. supermarkets. I have not seen any manga sold at supermarkets. Maybe it's just no supermarkets near here. Flexible plastic pipes. For, like, plumbing. Some plumbing pipes are made out of plastic. Most of them are PVC, but those generally aren't flexible. You should never buy secondhand books. People don't treat them well. You're not gonna get everything new if it's 10, 15, 20 years old without buying 10 or without paying 10 times the retail price. Oops. Oh, let's not do that. You beat the Ender Dragon yesterday. Was it your first time? Or is it like just for this world you're currently working on? First time in a while. I see, I see. Oops. 40 to 50% fiction sales. That's how you know. That's how you know the demand has gone way up in the past several years. Disposable romance? Yeah, that's not me. I've never been interested in romance stories. Never beaten the dragon. One day, perhaps. I feel like, this is just my opinion before a proper definition, but I feel like disposable is, it's the same cliches seen in many other stories. Very little new content. And this is the part where we run out. Well, that was fun while it lasted. I might as well just hold on to the last 2 stacks of planks here. Wow, really is feeling like a store now. All I did was lay down chests. I don't know how I'll label everything. Oh, that would be even more expensive, putting a sign on every single item. I'd have to come up with a name for every single item. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Chances are I'm just gonna put the chests down, finish the shelves, and call it a day. I could put item frames, but with the amount of chests I have in here, I'd almost say item frames are even more expensive for the reason of I don't currently have an efficient way to get a bunch of leather. Alright, so this one, that one's all done. This one's still going. Let me grab my bottles. I'll take that, thank you. Both of those are empty. Alright, cool. Catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. People's interests in like what they're trying to collect can change rather quickly. I went from thinking CDs are alright to trying to collect a fair amount of them over the span of several months. Yeah, the plastic pipe, I'm not sure. I know what you're talking about. I know what the pipes are. I'm just not sure. Not sure what the proper name for them would be. If you just look up flexible plastic pipe online, you might be able to have something. Whirly tubes? If that's the proper name for them, that'd be I would not have guessed that. Oh, that's what you call them. I wonder. One of these days, I think I might want to try something on here. It's going to take a lot more redstone. But I wonder if I were to establish long-distance redstone stasis chambers, but that still goes back to, not redstone, ender pearl stasis chambers, but it goes back to the concept of I'd still have to keep those ender pearls on me to restock every time I use one. 200 pounds for 16 volumes sounds like a fair amount. That means to buy in. Well, hold on, let me think. No, that is about priced of what I was anticipating. Because if it's about 10 USD for one volume over here, did I say 10? 13 or 16? 13. Closer to 13. And then 13 times 16. For 19 2-in-1 volumes. Oh, I see. Bluegill resonators? I would have guessed that even less. And why did I come back here? I'm done in the other warehouse. I needed wood. So that's the wood we have. These are the logs we have. We'll grab those 8 because those all add up nice and evenly. And then I needed, I think, enough wood for one more double chest, I thought. Alright, well, anyways, one step at a time. Bedrock. Bedrock where? I do not have a lot of logs. We're gonna go tree chopping. Probably. Or I take a break from tree chopping. I say take a break as if I've started. I haven't started yet. But not too long ago, I did a bunch of tree chopping. And I'd say one of these days, but truth be told, it's not a high priority. If I ever do get around to Freerin, however the proper pronunciation is. Oh, I do have cobblestone. Which reminds me, you know what, I will keep these on me. Because I realized I have cobblestone at the beta 1.2 area I never picked up. I'll need to hold on to this. Because that's where we're heading to do more tree chopping. The singing pipe phenomenon. It's about wind. Aerodynamics. I don't know what the worst hack is. Worst as in, like, bratwurst? With how accessible it is for you currently, I am not at all surprised at it being more extended adverts. Alright, how much is left? Maybe I'll work on the checkout counters next. I'm probably not going to make those out of anything wooden. Alright, cool, I was right. Oh, wait, hold on. I guess I needed... too late. I don't keep up with new releases for the reason of I'll just wait around till it's over and see what people's reception is. Then from there I'll consider if I advance forward or not. As someone who's not a historian for how our calendar is set up, I don't know why January 1st is about a week after winter. No, 10 days or so after winter begins. I'm not surprised if you heard a cave noise. I'm sure there are caves below here. I hear your slime. You gotta go. Chainsaw Man is another one of those, if I get there. I have a very extensive list of if I ever get theirs. I thought I heard another slime, but I think it might be outside, because I'm not seeing any. You see? What do you see, or were you waiting for the messages to pop through, and there is delay before you saw them? Well, we're coming upon the end of the chests here. It's going to be time to advance forward with the next part of the plan, since this is going to take a while. I probably could have worked more on the shelves, but I'd rather figure out how to stack the shelves later and just want to focus on filling the chests in now. You know what I'm thinking about? I'm starting to realize that if I really wanted to, this would be a better way to keep all my stuff organized. Probably. If I dedicated one item per each set here, each set of 4 chests, or other items would be each set of 2 over there. Anyways, not important. I'm pretty sure none of us were here in 1793. Not in our current human forms. Oh, I have whopping 4 chests left over. There's a revolutionary calendar joke. Oh. I thought it was a different time. No, maybe it was. I can't remember. I can't remember when the calendar was adopted. Because I remember learning about this years ago back in school. And that information never stuck. Yeah, I know 1580. Well, I wouldn't have remembered 1582. I just remember somewhere in the 1500s there are missing days. Well, there's another time where things I thought moved as well. 1787. Sure. Alright, let me head back around. What do you usually find in loading areas? I'm thinking of blocking this off, saying, hey, no public access, all across this wall here until maybe this point. But if I do that, then I don't know what I'll do with this space here. But then I'll probably have some sort of doors maybe around here. I could just use this as empty space, or just put the wall on the backside here and have it go straight across. I feel like 10-day weeks would lower morale for all the people used to 7-day weeks. Unless the break time felt more than what it used to be. 5 to 2. If it was something like 4141. I don't know, because then people will be like, only 1-day break. Psychology behind it. Five is good for multiplication, but not for division. Alright, we're looking for cobblestone and stone. Probably just cobblestone. Maybe I'll only build sort of... No, I don't want cobblestone because I already built a wall out of that. Let's see how much smooth stone I have. Or I could use regular stone. Maybe I'll have mostly stone like the rest of the wall. Whatever happened to the push to get rid of daylight savings? I thought that was talked about earlier this year, and then it ended up not happening. We'll try again in November, or something. Alright, so I'll take some cobblestone. I'll take more cobblestone. Or in fact, here's an idea. I'll just take this. And then I'll just take this. Or I should say I'll take 2 of these. There's a question about 73. Where did you get the 73 from? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Oh, I'll take the slime balls. Oh, 365 divided by 5. Oh, I see. First I was trying to figure it's divided by 4, but that didn't feel right. Yeah, neither of those numbers work well. Twelve 30-day months, 1 degree in a circle. Here's a question though. Are we able to figure out exactly how many seconds? Because I think to myself, our unit of measurement for seconds would need to fit nicely within the calendar as well. Not just for days, we would also need to make sure the time per day is also a happy number. Oh wait, hold on. Do I put... Never mind, we're putting the cobblestone back. I need just the stone for now. Because I'm thinking just building a wall straight back here. So I think I'll keep it all the way up until that first point. No, maybe the second. Maybe I'll build the wall all the way up until that second band and then keep it there. You're trying to create the calendar system for your own being and not at all for whatever us in the real world are using. I'm not at all surprised. And I think I did this wrong. Alright, hold on. Let me move this over. So for the cobblestone, I won't need nearly as much, so I'll just take a little bit of it, but I will need a lot of stone. Oh, and I guess I could... "24 days and 37 minutes. Interesting. What causes the sunsets to be blue? Is it the opposite of why our sunsets are red and orange? No, wait. Atmosphere. We have a proper atmosphere. Yeah, there we go. I don't feel like dealing with the crossbeam up there, so we're just gonna leave it. And hold on. Alright, so it's 332, 332. And then I'll just leave that empty space up there. I guess this won't be too bad to figure out. Yeah, I don't know where Ian brought Mars from. We're not trying to figure out the Ice Warriors history. So the dust particles, I see. Did I do that right? Yes, I did. So it's the same effect in reverse order by the different materials, I should say. Let me just grab some more of this real fast. Alright, how does that look from back here? I'll probably end up putting the door... Maybe one on that side and one on this side. That way you're not looking at the door to the loading bay here in the middle. I feel like that would make more sense from a visual perspective. That way, if you're a regular customer walking all the way to the back here, and then that's when you see the wall, or you would see the wall under normal circumstances, unless you head over employees only and all that. Well, either way, I'll carve out the doors later. I just want to focus on building this first. Mars has seasons. Does it also have a tilt large enough to cause seasons? Truth be told, I don't remember what degrees the Earth is at. This is something I would have heard a long time ago. It's also turning nighttime. We'll need to catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. We're gonna have to finish this wall first. Because once I go up, I can't go back down. I should say once I go down, I can't go back up. And huzzah! Oh, that was a big delay. Alright, there we go. 3 done, 2 left. I wonder, I was just thinking about it, but I wonder if one day in the future there will be, if there's not currently one already, an AI model able to read YouTube live chat and then give descriptions as to all that occurred. Because I think to myself, if you were to compare the topics of here in UMP Part 4, as discussed in the chat, what the main themes would be. It already exists for YouTube live chat. Because I feel like trying to read the comments would be, or I should say reading the live chat comments would be more of a challenge. I'm not familiar with YouTube's API. Oh wait, is this where, oops, hold up. This is cobblestone. With the amount of messages that can be sent in one individual live stream, I feel like that would be a massive amount of data to process. At least for my streams, relatively quiet. I ran out of cobblestone, no! No! I'm 8 short. That's sad. Alright, well, back to work. Well, at least now this is all nice and completed. I leave that gap up there because it makes the design slightly more interesting. And that way, the wall is independent of the roof. The roof continues to be supported by the primary support beams. Alright, so for the doors back here, I feel like just regular 2x2 isn't gonna be enough, and I'll need to make these 4x4, because you gotta think, what is going on out there? Why are those chunks just not wanting to render? Okay, we'll ignore that. Minecraft's culling is not working correctly. By the way, you gotta remember that for all the shipments they get in here, they still have to push the product out, so that's where this comes from. They have to distribute it throughout the building during off hours. Alright, well, there we go. So here's the big old loading bay. I should try to build a forklift. Remember that fire truck I tried to construct? Maybe I shouldn't try to build a forklift. Hello, hi, howdy, welcome back. If I wanted this to be realistic, I would have the floor down here much lower, because when you back the trucks up, there's still like a 3.5, 4 feet. I don't know how tall the truck trailers are. So they would have to back down into a dip to make sure that the floor lines up here. I'm not forklift certified, but I was kind of forklift certified. It wasn't exactly a forklift, but it was a similar piece of equipment, and I was certified back when I was working at Amazon. It lasted me about 3 years before it expired, and I was out of Amazon by then. So I wasn't forklift certified, but it's close enough to a forklift. At this point, I feel like if you said you don't like math, I don't understand why you do so much math when you don't like it. Just focus on other world building details and not numbers if you don't like math. I'll just say goodbye. Maybe that's why I build so many warehouses. It very well could be. My subconscious. I don't like driving, but it wasn't terrible driving that around. The order picker. The Raymond order picker is the official name for the equipment. It was red and black. Raymond was the brand. Okay, so then it's not that you don't like math, it's that you don't like when you're forced to do math. You like math when it's on something fun. I feel like for something as common as Mars in the science fiction space, there's probably people who have already come up with a Mars calendar. You're welcome to take a different approach, though. Alright, let me go check on the bees real fast, since it's been a little bit since I've last visited, so we'll see if they have any more honey produced. Oh, you know what? Maybe I could do some more bee breeding. Because as of right now, there are 4 bees in there. Alright, cool. Oh, in fact, hold on. Let me get this real fast. Oh, in fact, I'll breed all of them. Alright, so there's 2 bees. 1 and 2. So this is going to put me at 5. This is bee number 3. Hold on, I need the 4th bee. I don't know where the 4th bee is, though. I don't know what the forklift guide meme you're talking about. Come on, where's bee number 4? I wanted to breed all 4 of them, but I don't think that's going to happen. 13 Februaries? I guess. 13 Februaries does sound like a book title. Another stuck in a time loop book. Like every day, every time it's supposed to reach March 1st, you wake up and it's February again. No, here, I'll just leave this in here for next time. So now we are at 5 bees, and we currently support up to 9. 5 out of 9, we're getting there. Maybe, hold on, maybe I should come back with a sign that says how many bees I have. I don't have anything against February either. It was given the short end of the stick, though, in months separation. Add him into your favorite YouTubers indeed streaming. Sun's going down. That's what the forklift certified copy pasta is. I can't say I've heard of that before. A 13-minute forklift guide. Did someone get the transcript of the video? That time's also approaching. We should reset the weather timer. Alright, let me fill these two up. Alright, so this one's all done. And so is this one. Lag spike as we cross the chunk border and get sad that that hasn't been fixed yet. I hope it's fixed by 1.15.2. It's starting to get annoying. If I have to put up with it for all of 1.15, I'm gonna really hope that 1.16 fixes it. And ZZZ as we reset the weather timer. Are you separating? I should say, is that day separation? So it'd be like 30, 30, 30, 31, 30, 31, 31. No, 30, 31. Anyways, point being that they would be better evenly distributed. That's what I was trying to say. You know, I need to fix the honey bottle texture because it doesn't line up. I'll do that later. Just put it on the to-do list for the resource pack. And why is the honey block so transparent in the item down there? Because, no, I guess the mid section is semi-transparent as well. It just looks dark. 30, 30, 31. Okay, I see. Oh wait, these are trap chests. I don't need those. Alright, let me try to find the honey area. Oh wait, did I ever put a honey block in the thingy? I put a nest, right? I can't remember, hold on. We're gonna have to visit the block museum real fast. Hey, I was reading that. I was reading the forklift copy pasta. Forklift drivers improve the efficiency of distribution or something, something, something. I don't know what it said. I didn't get that far. I've seen that video of the forklift driver in the warehouse tries loading one shelf and they all collapse. And I think to myself, how did this happen? How bad were those shelves? There you go. Alright, cool. Now I can keep reading. I wonder what the percentage of job site accidents where forklifts are involved, in which the forklift is the cause of the accident. Because obviously, if you take all job sites, then not everyone uses a forklift. There are plenty of businesses that don't use them. And so you need to get where forklifts are used. Anyway, it's not important. I was right. I didn't put the honey block down here. We'll come back with a bee nest eventually. For the holidays that get shifted, it would only be for the ones that fall on a specific day. I don't plan on making any flying machines. You know how much redstone and how much thinking I have to spend on doing something basic like my power system? I could probably take the time to figure one out, even though I know tutorials will always be faster. But I don't have the purpose for one on here. I feel like having a floating day that doesn't start on a set day is gonna ruin people's scheduling with, in this many days this will happen. But if it's not consistent, doesn't every season start around the 21st of the month as of our regular calendar system? Because the solstice and the equinox, that's when, well, both solstices. Solstice? I don't know what the plural of solstice is. Anyways, not important. It's not randomly in the middle. It's approximately 10 days after. The calendars I've always seen said the 21st. So I don't know if physically in the real world. Alright, Buzz, that's not important, right? Because I've got some traveling to do. Alright, well, we have some trees to chop. Oh wait, no, I said I was gonna work on the... I said I wanted to work on the construction area. Hold up. That makes a bridge. I'd rather build a bridge myself. Goes back to previous discussions. Seasons may not matter up there, but seasons are still part of planets. Planets that have the axis tilt based on where they are on their orbital path around the sun. Alright, I'm looking at what do I want to build these out of? I should use something. Yeah, I'll use smooth stone. How much iron do I have? Maybe I should build one checkout counter first and then figure out how I want to do that. I don't plan on replicating Minecraft's history. I plan on creating my own history for this world. And based on this, it's definitely a lot of outdated stuff. But that's okay. The 20th for summer? June 20th? I thought it was always June 21st. Have we been looking at different calendars? I wouldn't be surprised. I'd have to look back. Alright, so what else would I want? How about trapdoors? Trapdoors, maybe levers, wooden buttons. I misread that. Oh, spring. Yeah, I saw summer on 20th. But yeah, it isn't. You did say spring on the 20th. Alright, cool, I'm not crazy. Do I have both types of buttons? I only have 2 oak buttons. I'd rather not spend... Alright, I guess... Oh wait, hold on. Do we have every type of wooden button now? We do have the different types. Alright. What's a wood I'd be fine with spending? I don't even know how many checkout counters I need. Oh wait, you know, I wonder if I were to use something like obsidian for the conveyor belt. I could totally use something cheap like black wool. I'm trying to visualize how exactly I want to do this. But yeah, let me go get the trapdoors. Isn't the Lunar New Year also in February? I'm not familiar enough with that though. I needed trapdoors. Trapdoors are a block. Maybe I could do something with these furnaces. Totally just decoration though. Oh, I even have a bunch of dispensers if I wanted. Thankfully, we have good trapdoor placement now. Yay, so I can put them wherever I wish. Yeah, the sun and moon in Minecraft go around in a whopping 8 days. Alright, stone, iron, lever, trapdoors, obsidian. Maybe I'll just get over there and decide. Will I need glass for anything? Probably not. I'll take some anyway. Oh, you know what I will need? I'll need iron bars. I'll need iron bars with a light on top. And that light is going to be for if the checkout counter is active or not. I could use fences, but I feel like iron bars would make more sense. In fact, I'll put a redstone torch on top instead of a regular torch. I just gotta find my iron bars. Oh, I never fixed that. Oop. There we go. I'll take some of these. I'm probably overdoing it on the blocks, but I'd rather have more than not enough. You know, the Minecraft sun never moves, and equally, Minecraft doesn't have any seasons. Not where everyone makes mistakes when doing math. Some mistakes are bigger than others, though. Alright, so. Smooth stone, that's what else I needed. I wanted to grab more than this. I don't even know how many checkout stands we'll be making. Alright, iron trapdoors. I'm looking at... I have a whopping 16 torches. I think we'll make some more. Most people then survive over a year in Minecraft because of how popular the 100 days are. You say, will I use vibrant visuals? When are they coming to Java? That's also a problem for future me, because the amount of years it's going to take before I play a version that has that in Java. Very extensive. You say soon, does that mean the major update after 1.21.6? I don't even know what's after 1.21.6. I feel like your 95-day I survived Minecraft 95 days is not going to be as interesting. It won't be as clickbait. Well, you don't see me. Oh, I should get rid of that. I don't have the space. Oh wait, I do. I have one slot free. How to tell which world Zelinator is played on. Check how smooth the terrain is. How many trees are left. I survived 1 year in Minecraft. Yeah, if you say I survived 1 year in Minecraft, people are going to assume 365 days, though. You'd have to make it very clear that, nope, it's only 96 total days. Alright, so let me see. Because there's this image in my mind on how I want to do this. I just feel like I'm not going to do a very good job at it. Where do I even want to put these? Maybe between these pillars. I was going to use all the space here, but maybe this is where I'll put, like, line markers. So that way, get in line here, and then to the checkout, so that way I only have to worry about the space here. Well, either way, so, like, that's the conveyor belt. Do I want to make it 3? I'll make it only 2. So then that's the end. That's where they all collect. We're gonna code all this real fast. Including that front side. Maybe I should make this 3. Because if I make this 3, this will give me just a little bit of extra space, because right around here, maybe I'll just do it like that. Oh, that looks weird because it's not consistent. So I'll keep that like there, and then this is where the people work. Let's say that's the register. No, that'll be the register. Hold on, this feels farther forward than what I think it should be. Because I think it's supposed to be more like back here. This feels a little better. So that way people start putting their items on the belt before. Maybe this only needs to be 1 wide. No, that feels too thin though. I should keep that too. Maybe this is where I'll just put another iron block, I guess. And the reason is because I didn't want to put the iron bars on top of the furnace. This doesn't look too terrible. Little plain, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're referring to. Pre-release 1.7 blocks. If I really wanted, I could have put ice here, so that way if I throw an item on, it would slide down, but I'd rather use obsidian for the look. I think this is satisfactory enough. I could fit 2 of these, right? So this is 3 blocks wide. 2, 3. Plus iron. The reason for the iron is this is where the items collect after they've been processed. Or scanned is a better term. There we go. Other than, I think I should do that for the reason of that way people in this lane don't get over there. Or I could do something. Nah, I don't think I want the full blocks. Iron bars are too open. I'll stick to trapdoors. So that way, this is where the cashier stays. Use an observer so that way it observes the items. The reason why I thought of using the furnace as the cash register is because this is where the screen is, and then this is where the keyboard is. And howdy, welcome back. A slab? If you're saying put a slab here, that's not happening. There are no vertical slabs. Yet. All we could do is hope that one day. Oops, that's not what I wanted. There you go, that makes this wall just a little bit thicker there. Now, I feel like it would be a little odd having the observer here, because if it was observing the item, then it would observe facing this way. And I don't know about having all the faces over here. I feel like I'd rather stick to the furnace. Maybe I will make this too. I'm pretty sure we're gonna run out of trapdoors though. How expensive is this one? 14. So 2 of these is 28. Maybe I could just leave it as it is. Alright, if I feel like clearing it up, I'll do that later. Well, there we go. Now I have 2 registers, so I'll just do this another 2 times. Because this area over here I plan on using for gardening. I haven't figured out what that means though. I don't know if I'll put anything in this back corner. I'm not going to attempt to build a shopping cart. I could just put a bunch of minecarts. Just fill this whole area with minecarts. Like, if I had a ramp, a minecart slope somewhere up here, and just put the minecarts on them, they would keep falling off. Anyways, not important. So now, let's get back to building. Oh wait, nighttime approaches. Let's catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. And while that's going on, how about... Oh, you know what I never did? I never did anything with a lever. I never did anything with a lever, or I didn't grab any buttons. Here, I guess I'll just put this here. I don't know, maybe that's the telephone or something. That way, whenever someone at the register makes the announcement. What's the light level for this? Okay, this is 10, I don't have to worry. Alright, catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. Point the observers in the same direction as the furnaces, but then they wouldn't be observing the item. Oh, you're right. They will need numbers. I'll deal with that at the end. I don't have any of the signs on me. For being a store as big as Zelenaco, only having 3 registers would be considered inefficient. Here, focus on the iron blocks, and then I'll do the lights at the end. Costco, I feel like, has closer to 12 or 15 registers under normal circumstances. Don't know how many of them are open at one time. It is time for another experiment. Experiment for you or experiment for me? Preferably experiment for you. No, wait, oops. I did that wrong. I don't really have a way to turn off the redstone lamps or redstone torches under regular circumstances. If I had a debug stick, I could, but otherwise, we're just going to leave that as is. We're going to leave all of them on. And I think now those are mostly done. Lamps with hidden levers. Where do I hide the lever? I don't plan on having self-checkout. I could, maybe that's what I could put in this far corner. This gardening section ended up being really small. That's what this door was. Unless if I made something pop out here behind the lamp, but that's not hidden. Because if you're behind the lamp, you'll see it. Alright, decisions. Yeah, we'll see if I end up fitting self-checkout over there. For now, I just want regular registers. For as much as people talk about IKEA, I can't say I've ever been inside one. But I would have expected all major retailers to have self-checkout. Am I out? Nope, another stack, cool. You built an IKEA in one of your old worlds. Do you still have that world? Oh, that's what I was missing. Oh wait, doesn't that... Okay, minor oversight. But that's okay. I guess if the lever stays down, then the trapdoor is going to be like that. Oh, the one you told me. Sad times. Doesn't matter if the world's unplayable. That can always be solved by having a better device. Transfer. Block or world transferring. Why'd you have so many bees? That sounds like you've gone too far on there. I wouldn't have expected an IKEA to be part of a super mall. I feel like IKEA is one of those standalone buildings. Standalone location. Oops. You were obsessed with bees. Have you learned from your mistake? I would hope so. I can assure you I am not the hardest grinder in Minecraft. This world is only 6,000 days old. It hasn't even hit 10,000 yet. I think we might be done. I think we're done with the regular checkouts. I'll need to come back with labels and label 1 through 6, but that can be later. I could make people mad and have it be 0 through 5. No, that's not true, because then it would annoy me too. Alright, so this is all good to go. Maybe I will just not have any line markers here. Otherwise, I could do something basic like... Oh, wait, hold on. You know what I just realized? If you're over here, you have to walk right through this spot. I cannot move these closer, though, because the trapdoors... both sets of trapdoors already taken 2 block spaces. Okay, minor oversight. So, for the people at 3 of these registers, you have plenty of space. But if you're one of the unlucky people, you don't have much. I don't even think I'm within the top top 100 hardest grinders in Minecraft. I could just do something like this. Maybe I'll do 5. If I had a debug stick, I could make this go slightly farther. You would go to another register unless this place wanted to be mean to you, and this was the one register open at the time. That would force everybody to squeeze on through there. Oh well. Yeah, now we have basic line markers here. That at least help separate. I don't know if these are really necessary, and generally people just have patterns in the floors. But I didn't want to put shelves that would snake around here. I figured I'll just have these. Close enough, I'd say. Yeah, probably not a top 1,000 either. Once you pass 10,000 though. You know, I don't know. With how large of a scale Minecraft is, for all I know, I'm not even top 100,000. Depends on how many active players there are, though. We'd have to see just how many people collected the most recent cave. That will tell me not how many accounts are created, but how many active players there are. Yeah, shelf with candy is what I was thinking. I might do that later. We'll leave this for now. This was meant to not be a hard and fast rule. Howdy, Henry, to the last half hour or so, 35 minutes-ish. Yeah, we did have the checkout. Hooray. If I really wanted, I could replace one of the trapdoor textures with an animated one, so that way it would look like the conveyor belt was moving. But then that would replace all my other trapdoors. I don't know if my Zelenako has memberships yet. I haven't thought that far ahead. We don't even have an admin space. We have maintenance access over there. And that's about it. So yeah, for such an area as gardening, I'm trying to think, how do I want to do this? You know what I could do? I could make a whole bunch of flower pots and call that the gardening area. Fridges would be somewhere. I'm sure there are fridges. We just, we don't have all the shelves in place yet. First, the shelves are still short. Second, we ran out of chests because we needed more wood. You know, here, let me head over here and see if there's anything I could do real fast for the loading docks. Loading, unloading. I feel like the only thing I'd really want to do is some sort of a counter here to verify all the trucks pulling in or something. Stone, your store looks so gloomy. Okay, well, you gotta see, it's turning nighttime, and my bed isn't over here. My bed's on the other side of the location. Oops. I can't really do a lot for lighting because with this high ceiling, even if I had lamps in the ceiling is so high, none of the light would reach the floor because of how Minecraft lights work. Looks like it needs a woman's touch. I'm unable to have that. applied currently. It'll probably look a little brighter once I have the shelves in place, because then it's not just all gray. Well, right now we're definitely low on wood. So what I'm thinking, for anyone who's played Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, there was a little desk that had the computer and stuff right next to the exit. That's kind of what I'm envisioning. We're probably not going to use a register. I guess I could if I wanted. I could just have a basic boop, boop, boop. You can call this whatever you want. This is considered interpretive art. So we're just gonna call that whatever you want. Use your imagination. You know, like Minecraft Classic, where everything was a full block, and you had to use your imagination as to what stuff was supposed to be. Ah, sure, one more. Wants to play Minecraft on your phone? But if you play Minecraft on your phone, you can't watch the stream. Assuming you're watching the stream on the phone. Oh wait, hold on. I'll take this real fast and just go hodoink. There we go. That way this backside area is slightly more decorative. Go and find it? It's not go and find it, it's go and buy it. I don't know how much it is on iPhone. It might be same as Android, which I thought was $8. I don't think it's full price, even though it's the same as Bedrock Edition, available on PC and console, which is $30 nowadays. Anyways, not important. This doesn't affect the trapdoor, right? Nope. Alright, well, you know what I could do? If I have some of those there, maybe I'll put one on each side of the door over here. Nah, because then it will be obstructing the pillar. I'll just keep these by the loading, the big doors themselves. I don't know what I'll do for proper doors, so I think what I'll do is just use these for the rolling shutters. In regular survival, I don't have a way to have these be proper doors, but if I was in creative and I had command blocks, I would replace like one of these at a time with just iron blocks. I'd press a button and it would be fill, 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 fill. And then press another button and it would be fill, 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 fill. But I don't get that opportunity on here. So we're just gonna use iron bars. I would use iron trap doors, but I'm pretty sure those have to be powered to be in the vertical position. If it's the same as regular trap doors, which means I would just have to power all of them. Which I guess wouldn't be too difficult if I just put the trap, or if I put the lights above each of these. Maybe I will go for that instead. Of course, I could always do both. No, because it would look weird having the iron bars connect. Oh, you know what I could do, though? If these are indeed the rolling shutters. Oops. That's where the spool is. I guess. No, hold on. That's a little too bright. I think I'll use the other one. Oop. I know what you mean by the hat. It would be a few of the blocks on top, plus a round. I think I'll just leave it as a torch for now. Keep it rather simple. There we go. Except if that's where the spool is hidden, I should probably replace all this. I'll be fine with that because with how thin the iron bar is, it would not look stable enough. That's another reason why I didn't want to include a lamp by itself, for the reason of it's very large relative to when you have an iron bar as one singular post. Howdy, Paul. Welcome back. There you go. That does look better. I should do the same thing out front, though. Now that I know what I want to do with the rolling shutters. I don't know if these are considered shutters, though. What I think I'll do is just replace the frame. If this was something like a Home Depot, I would add the little pull out, the orange, there's a word for them. I don't know, the orange gates, but they extend like scissors in a way, scissor gates, and so that way you would pull those out. Anyway, it's not important. Because I'm thinking how to prevent the regular customers from walking into the loading area. Anyways, not important. Do I have good time management? I have good time management when it comes to stuff that's important. Why do you ask? Am I gonna have to time manage something? I could use signs. I was thinking of just using signs, putting them on the side, but what's physically stopping people from walking in? Oh, wait, you know what I could do? No, just kidding. I don't think I can because I don't have much space. I was gonna say what I could do is have a lever that has fences go up and down, or iron bars that go up and down just for this. But then I realized I already have all this redstone down below because I already have all these lamps powered. So there's a bunch of redstone down there already that I have to work around. Minty Standard Time. Oh no. I think now I see where this is going. "5 minutes Minty Standard Time is 1 real world hour." Yeah, I can assure you, my time management's not that bad. Alright, but now, let's go work on these real fast. Does that mean you're bad at time management as well? Quite unfortunate. Oops. Alright, we're just gonna move this over real fast. Reset spawn point. All of the 1.2 and 1.5 stuff should have been in 1.19. All of the 1.20 stuff should have been in 1.17. All of 1.19 and 1.18 should have been in 1.17. Oh well. Yeah, you can't beat Valve time. When was episode 3 promised? Oh, you know, Christmas 2007. What year is it? 2025. If you like that the update is split, that is independent of whether or not it should have been there. Because based on what Mojang told us at Minecraft Live 2021, no, Minecraft Live 2020, it should have been one update. It wasn't, but based on what they said, it should have been. Yeah, 2007 was when Half-Life 2 Episode 3 was supposed to come out. People have been waiting. I should say people were waiting for the next Half-Life game for 14 years. Because poof, 2020 rolls around, we got Half-Life Alyx. It's not episode 3 or even Half-Life 3. Well, it does continue on after episode 2. But now we're waiting around for the next true Half-Life 3 or whatever it's called. I want to say Half-Life X is the current development title. Yeah, I remember recently discovering those posts about 1.13 and 14 being technical changes and update aquatic and that. Because I remember reading up on what they said not too long ago. For all of the changes, if you're talking for that Minecraft Live, I'm pretty sure everything they said I would have to go back and watch, but I thought they were planning all of that to be in Caves and Cliffs. And that chunk over there stopped rendering. Oh wow, having the lighter color just looks a little better. Alright, I think now we're all set. I could probably put away all this extra stuff, unless if I did want to figure out self-checkout. Self-checkout would kind of be this flipped sideways and without the conveyor belt. Because once you load the item, it just goes straight into the bag. How would I want to do that? Ideally, I could fit 4 self-checkout in here. If 1.13 was just a technical update, wouldn't that still mean that 1.12 would be the last 4 customized worlds? Because if 1.13 was the aquatic update, and then 1.14 was technical only. Alright, let me think. So, I'll start out by building... How to do this? I have that backwards. They removed customized worlds because of the oceans. They didn't remove customized worlds because of the technical changes. That's what you're telling me? Because that's the part where I'm confused on. Lay that down, do that. And so the part where you scan the items would be here. Maybe I will need a slab because this is where you would insert the items. I'll need to put a slab in there because this is where, after you scan the item, this is where it goes in. So they changed world generation independent of the technical changes. Are not the technical changes part of world generation, though? I guess we're not thinking about the same thing. I'm gonna put that there. Okay, we're probably gonna replace that. This looks like a basket. I didn't mean for it to look like a basket, but I don't want the sides to be empty. Alright, well, either way, I'm pretty sure I can fit 2 in here. Alright, so if I go like that, then this is like an L. Self-checkout or cashiers in the real world depends on who I'm with, because I'm not the one shopping by myself. No, that's not true. I've gone to the store a few times by myself. The store I go to does not have self-checkout though. So therefore, the only store I go to by myself is indeed cashier only. Alright, so it was the changes to allow the new oceans. Okay, I better understand. That was unrelated to the technical changes. It's a little close together, but they generally are. Should I put one here? Nah, I think I'll leave this as is. Alright, so with that taken care of, now I just have to flip these around to the other side. She thinks it takes away jobs from cashiers. You're not the one making the business decisions. It's like, stop buying paper because they're chopping down trees. They've already chopped down the trees. It doesn't matter whether or not you make the purchase. It will matter if everyone makes the purchase or stops purchasing paper. But otherwise, it's already been done. Did I do this right? No, I did this backward. Hold up. Oh, let me grab an axe. I forgot this goes on the other side. Oops. Oh wait, but then if I'm doing that, that means I have to move this over. This is what happens when you have to rotate it 180 degrees and not just mirror it. I don't want to mirror it, I'd rather rotate it. That way it's, when talking about regular business practices, it's a mass-produced unit right here. They wouldn't mirror it. They would buy a bunch. Anyways, not important. Business economics. That's iron, I think. Hold up, no. Okay, so the that's indeed iron in the middle, but this goes here. Oops. Why do I not have to go to the store by myself? I only sometimes have to go to the store by myself. Myself. Lock in what I'm doing. I feel like it recently said lock in as well, unless I'm just starting to get tired of people using that term. Did I hear a zombie? Go buy your shelf. It'd be nice if I had additional shelves for what I did have, but I feel like a lot of the items I own are too large and will not go on shelves reasonably. I'll buy my shelf. Maybe I should add that to the burg. We'll see. Alright, 1, 2, torch. Makes you laugh more than it should. Yeah, it's not that funny. Oops. And there we go. Now we have our self-checkout, other than I need to put a slab in here. I'm thinking of using a regular smooth stone slab. Wait, hold on. How is this? Oh, no, it does line up. Never mind. You started wheezing? Yeah, that's... I can't help you with that. Well, there we go. Now we do have self-checkout. Thanks for the reminder, because I'll be honest, if y'all did not say build a self-checkout counter, I probably would have forgotten. Because I wasn't thinking about that. Alright, let's go pick up those slabs and see if there are any other small thingies to do. I still have daytime hours, right? Nope, not really. By the time I get back there, it's going to be dark again. From now on, you will always say shelf. Oh boy. Of course. Of course. Yeah, it was one of those, I happened to mispronounce something again. And now I think to myself, why is it this funny? Alright, but yeah, let's go grab the goods. There's only 4 self-checkout, so let's grab that. Let's see, is there anything else I needed? I should say anything else I wanted to build. I still have to work on the gardening area, but I haven't quite figured out how I want to do that. I don't have the wood right now. I might have to wait until we get more wood, which means we'll probably go all the way back to the beta 1.2 area and start picking up wood over there again. Alright, well, one thing at a time. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's reset the weather timer before we go back. Order of operations. He's a selfish shellfish. Interesting. They probably did. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. You can't breathe. Why? Okay, why is this so funny? I don't understand. You know, that's okay. Just keep laughing. Get all your laughs out now. So then that way you could breathe properly later. That's a good IKEA. Now the puns are really getting bad. Okay, that one was funny though. But oh boy. I'm not gonna ban shelf because that one's kind of important. That's a word that if you're not here, you're unlikely to use it commonly. No, it's not. In double parentheses, yes it is. What do you call a subtitle to a subtitle? Is it a subtitle? And you know what? I just realized there's no location to put the bags for the other place. I was just thinking about it and I realized you put the bags in here, so you scan the item, put it in the bag. But then I realized, wait a minute, you scan the item, it keeps going, this is where it collects. There's no bag collector over here. What potion is used for the tab? Is it the potion of healing? You could use pink. I don't know how many other pink blocks you would use for your shulker boxes. I thought it was potion of healing used for the creative tab, unless there was a different one, and I haven't seen it in a while. Alright, I think now we're all set. Num 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 num. But you know what I could do? I could build another checkout here by the... just one more... You know what, nah. I'll just leave the gardening area as the gardening area, because if I do build a proper outdoor gardening area around here, this is where I would include the checkouts, because the separated gardening areas have their own checkout areas than the primary location. I still don't know what I'm going to do with that. Ideally, I can make it out of something like green glass or lime glass to give it sort of a greenhouse look, the semi-transparent tiles they use. Anyways, one thing. It used to be the uncraftable potion, now it's the water bottle. Why was I thinking it was pink? The potion on the creative tab was pink. Maybe it was water or blue. You could use magenta. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was magenta, not pink. Alright, we'll have to wait. We're all set here, so we'll be heading back to the made a 1.2 area. Howdy, Mr. Golem. I'll take these slime balls. Thank you for your service. Have my iron golems not been taking damage? Or did they do something with the texture? Because it occurred to me, I used to see iron golems take damage on here. And I would have thought, since I haven't repaired them in a while, some would be walking around who are damaged. But now I'm looking around, and they all look normal. So I don't know if that was a temporary thing, or if they really are all back to good health. Oh no, this guy is damaged. Okay, so the texture does still work. A few iron golems died. 5 of them that have confirmed been killed in battle. I set up a memorial for each of them. So every once in a while, yeah, see over there, those are 2 different memorials. So inside are the iron bars they dropped, and the flower. I don't know what I said. I say a lot of words on here. I wonder if you were to take a transcript of a stream, one of my streams, and do a word count on there, just how many words are said. Alright, let me go put away the obsidian. We're probably not going to do any tree chopping today because we're low on time. But I will at least get to the area. Oh, you know what? I need to check on the bees again. Why did they have to die instead of the wandering trader? Slimes don't attack wandering traders. Alright, let me put away all these slime balls. These are stealing inventory slots. Now, here's a question for you. Did you watch a Minecraft movie, Henry? Did you start throwing popcorn when the wandering traders were on stream or on screen? Oh wait, it's released digitally. You can watch at home now. I forgot. You could throw popcorn at your TV. That way, you have to clean it up. You didn't want to watch, or you didn't want the traders. All right, let me grab all that. And then yeah, we'll go visit the bees before heading back. But the iron bars and the trapdoors are in the second warehouse. You didn't want to watch it? Sad times. One day perhaps. He didn't want to watch by himself. Of course, of course. I still haven't seen it a third time yet. I don't know what the current theater availability is though. Now that it's available digitally, I feel like they're gonna start pulling back on theaters. Alright, let me grab some of the honey over here. We're gonna let the sheep be alone because I don't want to go back and put the wool away. What was the point of that one uncraftable potion? Was it just there as sort of leftover? Just from when they were working on potions, and it still was around. If you're gonna have a lot of ads for shelves, I don't think you're using the internet correctly. Of course, what is the intended usage of the internet in these days? Oh, a potion with no NBT data. Oh, I see. So then they forced potions to have the data. Oh, hooray! The bee chose the other one. And I forgot, how many did I have in here again? I honestly forgot how many bees I had. We started with 4 yesterday. We did breeding, so that made 1 more for 5. Okay, I gotta remember we're at 5 bees now before I forget. If you're asking for proper quotes, I'd have to go back and see whatever my senior quote was, because I can't remember. Maybe they're working on code cleanup in 1.11. I don't know. Wasn't 1.11... No, it was 1.10 that they added many more spawn eggs, right? I think it was 1.10 when they started working on spawn egg cleanup for what can be spawned. I think you should stick to is this 2 at 11:59 too. The reason why, it rhymes. Nom 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 nom. You've seen that one a lot. I don't even know what people use these days because I'm used to physical school, so all our homework was due in class the next morning. We didn't turn anything in online, because that's not the world I grew up in. I also don't have, or I should say, we also did not have Has the Bell Rung yet because we didn't have bells at my high school. I dismiss you not the clock, our teachers used to say, because we never had bells. We were supposed to do a fundraiser for bells. In fact, I'm pretty sure we did get funding for bells, but instead they spent the money on carpet instead. So we got new carpet, but not bells. If I'm remembering my history correctly. Alright, let's see, because we have about 1.5 minutes, says OBS. Yeah, how's the bell ring yet is not grammatically correct. That's a little, Correct. That is indeed within the time that I was back in high school. Mostly. I was indeed in high school 7 to 10 years ago, I think. Yes. So I didn't say far history, but that's still history. You're so old. Don't worry. I have a birthday this year. At what point do you consider history then? Because anything 20 and older is retro, as stated by Modern Stuff, and what you hear playing on Colon 99.9. No, that's not retro, that's classics, but still it's the same 20 years. Oh wait, this is the monolith. Oops, hold up, we gotta keep going. I am history? I don't think I'm old enough to be history. I'm old enough to be retro, though. Oh wait, maybe that... Oh, no, okay, I'm not crazy. This is indeed where I wanted to be. Howdy. Isn't that the 3rd time you said yo? I feel like you were first here, then you left. You came back, then you left again. Now you've returned. Yeah, the last thing we're gonna do is pop out of the portal, and then that'll be it for today. So if y'all have any final thoughts, start saying them now. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Wednesday should be a regular stream. I don't know yet what's happening for Thursday, but we'll see. Yes, that is indeed all it for today. Thank you all for watching. Bye.